What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Swanky Disc Golf, or welcome for the first time. Today, we are counting down the top 10 discs that you have probably never heard of before. This is going to be a great test of your disc golf knowledge, but also hopefully you learn some fun new discs from this list. All right, the first disc is a little known disc called the Discraft Buzz. Now, what a lot of people don't know, but I'm just kidding. This is the best disc on the planet and everyone knows it. The actual number 10 on the list is the Ocean Discs Sea Turtle. Ocean Discs is a very new company. They still have a Kickstarter going on right now, I believe. The numbers are 55, -11, and it flies very true to those numbers. The cool thing about this disc is that it is made out of 60% recycled ocean waste. So literally bottles, nets, stuff found in the ocean, they take it up, they grind it up, and this is made of 60% ocean waste. Very cool. They also have some fun things going on the back. They have a if lost, please return to owner, and it has a phone number thing there, which is kind of fun. But overall, the company seems really cool, and these discs actually feel pretty darn good. The reason it's so low on the list is because we can't really speak to the longevity of the company, the durability of the plastic, because we haven't had them for very long, but the flight and the feel are really good. This is their base plastic. It's pretty tacky, actually, has some good grip to it. So that's number 10, the Sea Turtle from Ocean Discs. Be sure to check it out.
All right, coming in at number 9 on the list is the Doomsday Disc Despair. This is a fun one because we just got this in a random starter set and we're blown away by it. We got the Doomsday Disc starter pack. The Despair is a mid. It comes in at like 5.4, -1.2, I believe the numbers are on it. And it's like a semi-premium plastic. Doomsday Disc not exactly known for their quality, but produce surprisingly great plastic for the price. Guys, I can find the Despair right now online for less money than my order at Starbucks. It is seriously like $6.99. It's crazy. Say what you want about my order at Starbucks. But anyway, this disc flies great, forehand and backhand, kind of a low profile mid. And I was, in the starter set challenge, I was loving getting like really straight forehand releases with it. And people loved it so much that we ended up giving it away because somebody selected that as the disc they wanted. So it was a great disc. But yeah, guys, the Despair, it's not the most popular disc from Doomsday, and that's a shame because this is probably my favorite mold from them and definitely one that you guys should all try. So go pick up a Doomsday Disc Despair.
Coming in at number 8, we have the Mint Discs Goat. Now, a lot of people might have heard of Mint Discs at this point. A lot of people still haven't, but their lineup is incredible, and we picked the Goat specifically because this is kind of a traditional destroyer numbers and flight type of disc, 12.5, -1.3. But this is manufactured by MVP. It's MVP plastic, Mint Discs branding. So that means that technically kind of the Simon Lizotte time-lapse was not the first MVP 12-speed, I guess first overmolded and an Axiom, but this is a MVP plastic destroyer, which means it's absolutely incredible feeling and it's gonna be super consistent. Every Goat that I've thrown flies exactly the same and the plastic feels incredible. The swirliness is awesome. Mint Discs is a really cool company. I know a lot of you have probably heard of them at this point. They have the Jackalope is super popular, the Grackle is pretty popular, super awesome discs, but the Goat to me has been overlooked by many, many people and it's an incredible disc. So that is number 8.
All right, number 7, another one that I don't have in my hands, but that I wish I had in my hands right now. The Latitude 64 Core is a super underrated mold. And Latitude 64, obviously one of the most popular companies out there right now. They're making tons of incredible discs. Kristen Tatar is winning championships and producing all kinds of awesome discs, and their Royal line is extremely popular. But as a result, their older molds are getting overlooked, and the Core is a money mid-range. It is a 6-speed. So it's 6.5, -0.51, I believe. Very neutral flying, has a little small bead to it, but it's still pretty low profile. And the one that I had was from one of their boxes last year or 2 years ago, I believe. It came in that Opto Shimmer plastic that's beautiful. Go get one. They fly dead straight. So far, so awesome. That's number 7, the Core.
Number 5, a little bit of a controversial dark horse picks. We have the XUFO Eagle Wigs. This is an absolute gem. Clearly not made in the United States, But out of all of the discs we tried from Temu, this one was genuinely my favorite. It flew pretty good. It's 2301. It flies exactly like those numbers. It's a really great feeling premium plastic for the price. If you know somebody who's thinking about getting into disc golf and they're like, man, I really want a Luna that costs $25, or I really want this Eclipse Envy that costs $25, be like, just pick up this disc for $5 and see what you think. And if you really like disc golf, then go pick up one of those. But the flight on this and the memes are too high of quality to overlook it. The Eagle Wigs at number 6.
Coming in at number 5 is my third mid-range for this video. It is the Wild Discs Addicts. And we reviewed this one a while back at this course, and this disc blew our minds. We reviewed the entire Wild Disc lineup, but this was the clear standout. The numbers on it are 5501, and it's one of the furthest flying mids I've ever thrown. I don't know if it's just I have confidence with it, so I'm able to get it a little bit further, but this has been in the bag for a while now, and I'm loving the way that it sits up to straight and flies straight. That one at the end serves just to hold it straight and then make sure that if you put it high enough, it is going to fight back to the left at the end. They fly so beautifully. And if you can't tell, this is in the same plastic that goat that we had earlier in the video is out of, which means you know who made this, and yes they did. It's manufactured by MVP, and it probably won't be the last disc on this video that is manufactured by MVP. Wild Disc is also a really cool company. A portion of every purchase goes towards wildlife conservation from that company, so they're great people. We've loved working with them. And this is definitely worth an addition to the bag. They're not that pricey either. There's a lot of really cool plastic coming out of MVP's factory that people don't know about because they're only shopping MVP, Axiom, and Streamline. But these other companies that are producing really interesting molds, this Addicts is phenomenal. You guys should definitely go check it out. And that's our number 5.
Okay, coming in at number 4 on the list is out of Clash Discs. Some of you might know Clash Discs has burst onto the scene recently with some of the most incredible plastic that we have ever seen. It's pretty impressive what they've been doing. And we reviewed this disc quite some time ago when it first came out. I feel like it's just an overlooked disc in the Clash lineup, and that is the Clash Peach. The Peach's numbers are 4, 5, -2, 1. And I feel like those are also just such underutilized numbers. The only 4-speeds I pretty much ever throw are super beefy 4-speeds like the Zone OS, Toro, whatever, those type of discs. I feel like understable 4-speeds that are so good for difficult shot shapes at shorter distances, but when you're out here playing in the woods and stuff like that, it is a super useful disc. And of course the Clash Disc plastic is insane, and any of you who are like a deep cut Clash Disc fan, you will know the Peach, but I know so many people that bag a ton of Clash Discs and have not heard of it, or do not bag it, they didn't know about the Peach. And it's probably one of my favorite discs out of Clash. Probably the Cookie and the Soda are my 2 favorites, but the Clash Disc Peach, super underrated, and a ton of people have not heard about it. Highly recommend the Peach at number 4.
All right, coming in, we're at the top 3 now. We've got the Viking Discs Axe. The Axe is definitely my favorite disc from Viking. If you haven't heard of Viking, they are a relatively inexpensive brand that comes with, you know, several Viking themed discs. They've got the Ragnarok, they've got the Thor, they've got the Rune, but the Axe coming in at 4301 is far and away my favorite. Especially in base plastic, this thing flies dead straight and has super awesome fade. For me, it's like comparable to the Lone Star Harpoon, but maybe a little bit more overstable. It flies super straight, and in our starter set challenge 2 years ago, James actually aced with it over here on this hole over here. It flies great, and it's got a very low profile feel, which makes it ideal, in my opinion, for forehands as well. It's also very comfortable in my hand, backhand. I love low profile discs, and that 4-speed is super underutilized, as Luke just mentioned with the Peach. So this is definitely worth checking out. They come at like $8 in the base plastic. They're very cheap, definitely under 15 even for the premium. Go check them out, guys. You can get them anywhere you're getting your other disc golf discs. Viking Disc Axe, money disc at number 3.
All right, we are now on to the top 2 discs, and at number 2, we have a disc out of a company called Jester Discs. Jester Discs is a really fun company. They have super fun branding. They also have the Love putter, which is what Reed is using. They have the Peace Train mid-range, and most recently, they came out with the Dream Weaver fairway driver. This thing flies so good. The numbers are 7.5, -1, 1.5. I also like how they did the little numbers here, if you can see that. For me, this is just a really great flip to flat driver that's not really going to turn over and it's not going to fade hard, which I guess has been a lot of discs on this list. Throwing straight is such a difficult thing to do in disc golf, it turns out, for some people, for me anyways. Maybe for you, maybe not. I'm sure you're great at disc golf. But throwing straight is a very difficult thing to pull off, and anything that I can throw on a little bit of hyzer and it's gonna go flat and fly flat for a while without turning either way is super nice, and we've found that in this disc. This is the shimmer plastic, and it's also just gorgeous. The stamp is so cool. Beautiful disc, beautiful flight, and the hand feel is absolutely incredible. The plastic is super high quality and durable. That's the Dreamweaver coming in at number 2. Came out very recently, so be sure to check out Jester Discs.
Before we get to number 1, I want to remind you guys to like the video if you're enjoying the content and subscribe to the channel to make sure that you don't miss a video. And we have to know, are you guys disc golf experts? Did you know every single disc on this list? Let us know in the comments what discs that you didn't know, and let us know your favorite underappreciated disc in the comments as well. We'd love to hear from you. The number 1 disc that you've never heard of is the Legacy Discs Phenom. We've got 2 of these here. Legacy Discs is a very well-respected company. They've been around for a while. The Phenom, this is the shattered Phenom that's Cole Redollin's signature disc from last year. And then this is one that we did from a tournament that's in their Icon plastic. So definitely, you know, your traditional metal flake-ish plastic here, and then a more opaque plastic. And they feel incredible. Very comparable, I'd say, to an Essence in flight. We have 8.6, -1, 2. So a little bit more overstable than an Essence, but definitely a bomber. We say on the channel a lot that if you have a lower arm speed, a 9-speed disc is a really great distance driver for you. And I think that can also be true of this disc. This could be your farthest flying disc in the bag. They're widely available in a ton of plastics, so go get you a Phenom. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Stay swanky.